Oh my gosh, you guys. Hi, Pixie. What a day. I'm not laughing at misfortune. No. Not the misfortune of manipulators. No. Not the dark coming to light. No. That's what happens. She's demonetized. Remember when she tried to demonetize my channel for talking about salami? We got things to talk about. We're watching the girls panic. After all their smugness and hitting all these channels, I don't like your words, so... Right? So here's what happened. I'll wait for more people to join. Here's what happened to Smugglin. I mean, besides karma. Remember when she bragged about how many channels she's taken down and demonetized? She even tried to do that to Karina. Kaboom, right? Karina don't even use any of her actual content. She just talks with frogs. She's charging $100 for a cameo. Look how entitled they are. Karma is real. I would be curious. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I did a lot of research. Yes, it went under the umbrella of self-harm. So as soon as YouTube actually added it to where it's a thing, and it is now, she got mass reported by people who don't like her and hate her smugness. That's what happened. Yep. That's what happened. I still remember when she tried to demonetize me because she didn't like my words. And I won my appeal because I showed YouTube, my partners, that I did not break any rules. Well, I was wondering why Foodie and... so I think Amber reached out to Foodie personally in an email and told her what happened. Because all of a sudden, Foodie refuses to eat on camera. Now, you gotta remember, Amber's been gone for like 10 days. And then just last night, Pulpy was the first one to find out on a live stream because somebody said Amber's join button's gone. So then Pulpy on a live stream goes in to investigate. Listen, I am not for, if you have a channel, it should be your personality, but not exploiting addictions. I've said this forever on here, that if you've got a food issue, you should not monetize that and put it in people's faces as if it's glorified, because you're going to impact young girls and young boys who may be going through it in life, have an issue, or you're teaching them this is how you calm yourself. I have said that forever. This should not be allowed. This should not be allowed, or doing your rugs on YouTube. If you cannot provide entertainment or good discussions, like they could have used that to teach what they've learned, right? Through counseling and all that stuff. But to be 30 some years old, 41 years old, and just, you know, boo-boo, just, you know what I mean? For money, I was like, one of these days, I'm telling you, everything's going to flip. And your little phobia speech is going to bite you. It's going to bite you. It's one thing to accuse people of being fat shaming and fat phobic, but it's another thing to sit there and eat 10,000 calories and like smugly on a camera for money. That's a whole nother ballgame, because you're affecting our youth that are going through it. It's almost like you're glorifying it. All your cautionary tales and your trauma, you're glorifying it. I'm not okay with mukbangs. I find them disgusting. I really do. And that's why I quit reacting to Foodie's mukbangs a while ago. And the good thing I did, because truthfully, if those get taken down and she gets hit, which Foodie's on the chopping block, you get that, right? They went after Quirky already. Quirky was up all night. Rosie, she was up all night. She did a live stream. And they were starting to restrict her videos, which means she's next. And Foodie thinks she's not next. You know what's crazy is how smug they have been forever. And did you see Amberlynn acting like nothing's wrong? So anyway, cameo. And I'm thinking, 3 minutes for $100? Girl, I hope you squirreled some money away. Absolutely, Foodie's next. And she didn't even delete her mukbangs off of her videos. She's a fool. It already got all the views it's going to get. You better, and I mean, well, it doesn't matter. If you privatize, they're still there. If you delete, they're still there. On YouTube's end. This is wild. And don't think for a minute that once that all this started happening, and I think it is because of the Eugenia lawsuit, because she feels entitled that she should promote her issues, and the world's saying no. And she's got lawyers on it, and doesn't seem like it's doing her any good, because it's been quite a while since she's posted. So TikTok took her down. She tried to sue TikTok, and YouTube's like, yeah, I'm going to take you down because I don't want any part of this, right? And then they added the ED to the self-harm. And that's when whoever out there mass reported these channels that have the ED on them and talk about their ED and blame society for their ED and then glorify their ED. I'm telling you, they all are making money off of their addictions. Thank you. Yes, Eugenia is suing. Her lawyers, her copyright lawyers, are suing TikTok. It's a lawsuit. And so now YouTube was forced to put that as, if you make that content, it's in our laws and rules here on our platform, and we have every right to take you down. That's why they put it in play, so that they can protect themselves. And now they're going after these smug girls with their EDs and using it for monetary gain. And so YouTube's saying you can go on 18 plus, but you're not going to be monetized. They did the same thing when it came to family channels after a certain incident. So anyone that wants to, put their children on camera without their own written consent because they're too young, or a representative of them, like a child labor lawyer or something, YouTube said you're not getting any comments and you're going on YouTube Kids. Foodie better delete her food videos, but she's going to be like, it won't happen to me, and then it will. I know Amber's acting all confused, like, once I figure out what's going on with YouTube, I'll let you guys know. But in the meanwhile, oh my God, I love you guys too. This is the same person. Now it's called manipulation. This is the same person done cussed everybody out, hit a bunch of channels when she didn't like their words, and now look what happened. Look what happened. She has no backup plan, except for Cameo. Anybody that is willing to pay $100 for 3 minutes of her time, there's something wrong with you. I know Foodie thinks she'll get away with everything. She thinks she's exempt. You'll see. If she don't delete all those damn videos before they pop her. Amber already was denied. She's been gone for 10 days. Let me tell you from experience, when the email is sent to you, you have 7 days. You have 7 days to appeal. I promise you her appeal was denied. I promise you. That's why she's turning to Cameo. And that's 3 months before you can appeal again. 3 months. And I am not in any way gloating with their, because they're unemployable, but they're gonna learn that YouTube is not parasocial. If you don't like what another channel says, I don't recommend you go and try to take them down or take their money, because it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. It may take time, but you don't run the YouTubes. You don't go around pissing people off. This is what happens. Because there are people out there, and we already know Foodie's got, I would say, 1,000 people waiting for that moment. And now that they've added it to their rules, oh my gosh, you seen what just happened to Amberlynn, and she's got double the subscribers than Foodie. But you don't do that stuff. What other people say about you is not your business. It's really not your business unless you're insecure. People will always have something to say about a channel. Always. I don't even care if you're petting bunnies all day. There are going to be people that have something to say about you. Right? But if you purposely try to take them down because you don't like their words, they're going to be holding on to that for the day. See, that's why you don't do that. Stupid. Grow up or log off. I remember when she did that to me, and I'm like, girl, stop. You're not that protected on YouTube, especially since you're constantly talking about all your phobias and your health and your eating and your flip-flopping, playing with people's minds. Why can't you just build a Lego set or do your damn dishes or do a clothes haul? But why you gotta trauma dump on people? There are people going through it. They don't want to hear it. So here we are. And Foodie has way more eating on her channel than Amber did. Because when they started restricting Amber's eating videos, Amber stopped mukbanging on her channel. And look where we're at. They went back 5-7 years. The things on your channel are never safe. If you see a new rule or a new terms of service, look at this, then you better go back and look at your channel. Make sure. So when they took down Letitia, I took down my reactions. Well, they didn't take her down. She took herself down. But you know what I mean. Oh my God, Foodie's whole video section is disgusting eating. Yeah, I never wish for somebody's income to be taken away. She did. And she demonetized a lot of channels. So I'm telling you, you bring the dark to light. This is what happens, Amber. You know, addicts will try to stop people from their addiction, and eventually the dark comes to light. And I've never agreed with these girls doing what they're doing, making it seem okay and normal for the young girls of the world. They could have taught girls lessons, but they chose to monetize an addiction instead. So that's what happens. The dark always comes to light. Now, wouldn't that, I go, what are they going to have left to do besides, for their content, besides a glow up, healthy eating, and exercise? They're going to be just sitting there putting their makeup on. Nah. Well, that's how they started. I guess they shouldn't have got so cocky. I don't even know what I'm doing. I can't even part my hair. I'm like, aw, I guess that did come to fruition. They might do eating on other platforms. Yeah, who cares? Just get it off YouTube. You're not allowed to have ads like that running on dysfunction and addiction. That's ridiculous. You should never promote that. Get out of here. I've always said that, and I knew someday this was going to come back to bite them. After they built a whole channel on it. Wow. And people kept saying it was coming, but they just were too smug about it. Now, when they took down Amber's eating that damn rotisserie chicken, you know, years ago, but they took down that video, YouTube did, and she still thought it was just that video, but everybody's like, you know, you might really want to look at your channel. And then now she's demonetized. And she is unemployable, and this is what she relies on to live. What? Oh my God. So, when they think that that YouTube makes so much money off of them that they're untouchable, and I'm like, they took down Eugenia, okay? Eugenia made them 4 times the money you make them. And she's got lawyers and still isn't winning. Good. I would never, ever react to her because I was so sad when I seen her. It made me really sad. Discernment. Gosh. I ain't all about that tragedy stuff. So now I know why her and Pete didn't do an old-fashioned mukbang on her channel when the food came. I think Amber reached out to her in the background and warned her. And freaking out, of course, because the only person she can relate to on YouTube is Foodie, because they do the same crap. They crash out over boyfriends and relationships, and they do disgusting, like, let's just say naughty stuff, and they just think it's okay, they're entitled. Well, here we are. You're not entitled. She had a heads up, yep, from Amber. I believe it. I believe Amber emailed her. That's why she wasn't eating anymore on camera, because people were asking her, they're like, Foodie, how come you're not eating anymore? Oh, I just this. I'm like, what's going on? She loves to eat. Ever since the corn dogs. You better take that one down too, sis. You better take it down. Just saying. She got a lot to take down. How great will it be that you never have to watch her eat on camera again? Yes! Ew, that was so disgusting. I didn't even cover the corn dog thing because it was so gross. Can you imagine young girls going through it? Rosie's freaking out. I know, she was up all night, like taking stuff off her channel. Well, but she said she's going to keep cooking. She's just not going to eat on camera. Well, you better go through and scrub your channel because they got Amber for stuff that was, 2 years ago, 3, 5, 7. You got to scrub it. Can you imagine? Somebody put a job application picture underneath, who was reacting to it? I don't know, but it was hilarious. Oh, it was on Twitter. Under a comment, they put a job application. Boy, she wasn't smug, was she? Hello. Right? And you're going, come on, girl. Say it. She would never say it.